All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Madre, Deus presidential debates. On our left, we have Maria, who represents the Republican Party. On the right, João, who represents the Democratic Party. And the question that is posed today is, should same-sex marriage be accepted in society? And with that, I choose the Democratic Party, João, to answer first.
In 2015, the US Supreme Court decided that gay marriage is a right in all 50 states. The decision was supported by 60% of the population that recognizes gay marriage. That number even grew to 67% in 2018. Banning gay marriage is discriminatory and unconstitutional, and all same-sex couples should have the same rights of a straight couple. Same-sex marriage can stimulate the economy and bring profit to the state. Gay marriage was legalized in New York in July 2011, and in 1 year it contributed with $259 million to the city's economy. Put this information in the bigger picture and imagine how this can help our country's economy. Marriage in general is proven to have benefits in your physical and psychological health. Prevent same-sex marriages to happen can lead gay people to depression, anxiety, and other psychological disorders. The American Journal of Public Health said that after a state banned same-sex marriage, there were a 248% increase in anxiety disorders. Gay couples are great parents. When a same-sex couple get married, they start to plan to adopt a child. We should beg them to adopt a child. We should see this as a great blessing that a gay marriage could bring to kids who need nothing more than two loving parents. A study published in Pediatrics proved that a children raised by a lesbian couple had more social and academic competence than a children raised by a straight couple. Therefore, it is important to let same-sex marriage be accepted by the society. Most of the society already approves gay marriage. Also, it is proven that they could bring a lot of benefits to society by stimulating the economy, preventing mental health disorders, and giving a home to abandoned children. How do you feel about having President Donald Trump supporting gay rights during his campaign for president and even calling himself a friend of the gay community?
Thank you, João, to represent the Democratic point of view. Now, Maria, with the Republican point of view.
Marriage is a privilege, not a right. Although the American Constitution does not state any explicit right to marry, the classic idea of marriage must be protected. For example, the European Court of Human Rights states that preserve the traditional concept of marriage as being between a man and a woman. Same-sex marriage can weaken the institution of wedding, cause psychological problems to their future children, and leads to an end to domestic partnership benefits. The King James Version of Bible in Leviticus 18:22 states, "Thou shalt not lie mankind as with womankind, it is abomination." Therefore, it is not wise to legalize gay marriage because it violates an institution that is essential to the well-being of children in our society. Unfortunately, nowadays a new view has formed, which many people believe that is more about adults' desires than children needs. Redefining marriage could be the culmination of this ideology. This proves that same-sex marriage can bring issues to society. Furthermore, according to a 2012 study by Mark Regners, PhD, Associate Professor of Sociology at the University of Texas at Austin, discovered that children raised by parents who had same-sex relationships suffered more difficulties in life, including sexual abuse, than children raised by different sex parents. Therefore, this directly affects children's psychological development. For example, girls who are raised apart from their fathers have higher risks for early sexual activity and teenage pregnancy. Also, children without a mother are deprived of emotional security. Therefore, same-sex marriage can weaken the well-being of society. Moreover, the state of Washington converted domestic partnerships to marriages when they legalized gay marriage in 2012. Unfortunately, this act did not provide any option to maintain domestic partnership or civil unions, just if one partner is 62 years old. Thus, a couple who lives together will no longer have social assistance if same-sex marriage is legalized in the country. This proves that same-sex marriage can bring several issues to the nation. It is undeniable, therefore, that the main consequences that same-sex marriage could bring to society are the weakening of the wedding institution, cause psychological problems to their future children, and lead to an end to domestic partnership benefits. So, if I become the President of the United States, I would maintain the traditional concept of marriage. Besides, privilege available to couples in civil unions and domestic partnerships can include health insurance benefits, inheritance without a will, the ability to file state taxes jointly, and hospital visitation rights. There is no need of jeopardizing the institution of marriage. In 1926, the President Bill Clinton, a Democrat, signed into the law Defense of Marriage Act, where same-sex marriages were not recognized by the federal government. Why would a Democrat sign a law which would ban same-sex marriage?
Thank you, Maria, for your point of view. Now for the Republican rebuttal of the Democratic's argument.
You said that same-sex marriage can stimulate the economy, but there are other ways of doing this without jeopardizing the institution of marriage. For example, lowering taxes, and the government can provide loans at a lower interest rate. Although it can harm psychologically gay people, it will affect a whole generation of people and especially our children. You said that gay couples are good parents, even though it is shown in a study of University of Texas discovered that children raised by parents who had same-sex relationships suffered from psychological issues.
Thank you, Maria, for your rebuttal. Now for the Democratic rebuttal. Go on.
About your statements, legalizing same-sex marriage does not mean that it will harm the traditional institution of marriage. It is proven by a study from UCLA's Williams Institute that same-sex marriage is more stable than a different-sex marriage. Also, banning same-sex marriage only has a negative effect in children being raised by a gay couple. The ban causes needless stigmatization and humiliation for children being raised by the loving same-sex couple. Also, it is more important to give the right of marriage to people that had this denied during their whole lives than to benefit couples that didn't even want to get married in the first place.
Thank you, João. And this concludes the Madre de Deus presidential debate. Thank you very much. Thank you all.